What is up, Honey Badger Nation? This is John Kitchens, and man, welcome to episode 178, I believe, of Expert Mentors Live. And man, I'm excited. Today we've got Mr. Jackson Wilkey on with us, and I know we had your partner in crime on with us a couple weeks ago, and I was talking with Iva, getting everything kind of set up. I was like, get Jackson immediately on the show right after.
Yeah.
You know, I thought about, I like having partners come on, but I also like getting the different perspectives. So, cause I know you guys can play completely different roles in what you guys are working towards. And so I'm excited to unpack the tactician side of things today with you.
Yeah, we are 180 out, man. You can't find a bigger, different partnership. And that's something we stress too. If you're going to partner, man, don't find somebody who has the same strengths because they don't work like that. So yeah, man, you'll get the different end of the spectrum here.
Yeah, for sure. Cool, man. So I like I said, I appreciate you jumping in, hanging with us. I know your crazy schedule, we're jumping from one thing to the other. And so actually jumping from training program that you guys have. So not only, in the trenches doing it, but also, in a capacity to where you're providing the tools and the duplication for those out there, but also coaching them through it. Before we jump in, man, give all of these honey badgers, all of these listeners, a little insight, a little bit of information about yourself.
So, Jackson Wilkey, I'm creator of the channel Junkies. It's a channel that I've been documenting the past 3 years, basically, of the whole YouTube for real estate process. So, I am born and raised Idaho, small ass town, and decided, the blue collar working wasn't for me anymore. I was actually a journeyman lineman at the end of it, working power lines, quit, moved to Portland, got a job as a sales rep. So for escrow. So now I had to teach a bunch of real estate agents how to get business, and I knew nothing. Like I didn't even have social media, but I quickly learned everybody was talking video. It was just video this, video that, but nobody was really like doing it or having to pay videographers. I'm a very obsessed go-getter guy. So I just got a $200 MacBook and I started, hey, I'll shoot your videos. I'll edit them. I just learn. So I met Jesse, my business partner, about 6 months into that. And the cool, the thing about realtors was yeah, dude, hey, I'll do your videos. You send me your deals. And they're like, hell yeah. They wouldn't ever show up. Or if they did, they're like, what do I say? So it was just this weird thing, and I'm like, nobody's doing this shit, So anyways, Jesse and I meet. He was all about it. Just wherever you need me, whatever, let's do it. And so I kind of learned that way. Fast forward, 11 months of doing that, I was like, I'm on the wrong side. So I got into real estate and was doing traditional. Our direct upline sponsors, Frank Driscoll, and Jesse was being coached by him. Jesse closed $12 million his first year in real estate. He's a killer, right? So I'm like, I can do that. Well, I can't. I took his scripts, Frank's scripts. I actually got one listing appointment. And I botched the shit out of it. I didn't get it because I can't sell. I cannot close. I can go up onto a stage of 100,000 people. I'll go into a party. I'll talk to everybody. I love it. But sitting in an open house and getting that awkward look and doing the cold calls and praying people didn't answer and door knocking, but kind of doing it lightly so they didn't answer, I was never going to be successful. But so yeah, long story short, I was shooting videos like crazy. And as it was taught by Gary Vee and a lot of these people, the digital mayor style, I went heavy into it. Hundreds and hundreds of videos, shops, restaurants, bars, schools, you name it, interviews. To this day, I've got no business from it. And that was just when I started being honest with it. So had to learn a new way if I was going to do video. And that's kind of when I started getting into the YouTube thing. But that was being taught really wrong too. So I had to break a lot of old, thoughts and processes of YouTube. And that's what made me who I am today. And I love it,
Yeah. What was the inspiration or the aha, or was like, I got to go video. I got to go all in on video. What was it for you?
I love watching myself. People are always like, man, I hate my voice. I just loved it. I couldn't get enough of Jackson. And so that was really it. I just was and I'm always the kind of guy, I kind of want to be the best at shit, competitive sports, college basketball. And I just saw this video thing. I'm like, I'm just going to be the best at it, and I think that was really the thing about it is I loved shooting videos and watching myself on camera.
So you had just mentioned you'd been shooting a bunch of video, making no money off of it. And then you said, oh, there's this YouTube thing. most people, when you talk video, they immediately, it's got to be YouTube. So that distinction wasn't there for you in the beginning. What was that?
Yeah, and the exact true story was we started doing all the big videos of the shops, restaurants, bar interviews, and I was making these killer vlogs. And Jesse and I started teaching our own digital mayor methods. And so we're teaching agents how to shoot videos, these interviews. It's amazing. But at the end of the day, we weren't getting business from it. So I actually was interviewing realtors who do business. It's funny because Kyle Whistle's a good buddy of mine now. I've actually helped him with YouTube, but I remember reaching out to him because I was brand new. He didn't even reply back to me, asshole. But now he's my guy. But I was talking to people, and I talked to a gal. You always got to give credit where you got the idea. And Karen Carr was on the East Coast with a channel, for YouTube, and I interviewed her, and I always ask these people behind the scenes, like, dude, your videos are killer, man, but how much business you getting from it? And everybody always said, oh, I can't even quantify it, dude. The brand's building up, and I haven't even really leveraged the videos yet. And I'm in my mind, I'm broke as hell, dude. I'm in a brand new city. I am a brand new realtor. I got a wife and 2 young ass kids. Like, we are struggling. So you got to be honest. And I was just like, man, it's just not happening. And I asked her, dude, have you closed deals? She's like, yeah, actually, I got a closing today. I'm like, really? So I was putting all my videos to YouTube, but doing it correctly, I was not, right? And nobody was. So I was looking at her methods and I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I started kind of copying it, and she really preached like, no calls to action to the end, escrow, inspection, that kind of stuff. But she had one video that was like a pros and cons of Georgia, and it had like 20,000 views. And I'm like, well, why doesn't she do more like that? So it really led me into YouTube, and I had all these like epiphanies. I started realizing keyword research. I started looking at these keyword research tools. And one of the biggest aha moments for me was I'm looking at like searching Beaverton, Oregon in keywords everywhere, which she taught, but that pulls from Google. I started doing, TubeBuddy, using TubeBuddy, which pulls from YouTube. And Beaverton, Oregon was searched 375,000 times a month in YouTube. So I'm like, I called Jesse. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, these city suburbs are searched 12, 15 times a month more in YouTube than Google. Like, dude, let's go out there. Let's go vlog this area. Let's go show them what it's truly like. So that's when I invented the real estate vlog. I created this like show the city, show the street. That's the whole logo on Channel Junkies, is like we started vlogging instead of like talking real estate. I realized everybody wanted to know about these areas, and it was well before they cared about a 3-bed, 2-bath house. So we never had to fight with Zillow or Redfin, or like, they don't even know what kind of house. They're just trying to figure out where to live. So that was like the big launch, and that's when it turned. And then I just got obsessed as a YouTuber.
Oh, I love that. And I think sometimes it takes you going through that actual experience to not only, I mean, you did the research, so you kind of geeked out on that, but thinking about you, if you've personally moved into an area, what do you typically do?
Yep.
Right. So I know, for us moving back up here to Oklahoma, we had an idea of where we wanted to live, but we started driving around. We're like, what is this? Like, what is going on? This is not what I remember. This is not what I expected.
Yep.
And so it was kind of a shock. And I think that's kind of what you're doing, online, to be able to find that out, instead of us having, the opportunity to drive up here, to drive around. And so you had mentioned people shooting videos and, realizing, hey, this is what they're searching for. This is what we should be doing. And is that where you see most real estate agents where they mess up, is they're not shooting the right videos? And so what videos should they be paying attention to? What videos should they be shooting?
So think about this, right? What's top 5 restaurants, inspection, escrow, the top burger joints, all that stuff. Right now, John, gun to the head, got to move your family down here to Houston. Are you going to ever look up, Caesar's Taco Shop? No, you don't give 2 shits about that. Like, period. And when that realization hit me, and you have to realize I was living through this. I had just moved to Portland. So I'm brand new into real estate, brand new to Portland. And I'm figuring all these nuances and things that drive me nuts about Portland that I got to get used to, because my hometown is not there. So I actually took a risk one day, and I'm like, okay, I've been shooting all these. I'm the greatest realtor, and I'm the Portland local and I have to. And when I do that, John, I had to write it all down because it was fake. So I'm scripting it. I'm ruining my lines. I'm trying to read it, and it's not authentic. So I shot it. I was like, you know what? like, I'm going to try this video because moving to Portland, Oregon has searched like ungodly amounts my story. And so I was just like, hey, in this video, I moved to Portland, Oregon, just a year ago. So I'm going to tell you what I like about it and what I don't like, and the things that, are going to drive you nuts. And so I was like, either they're going to hate me because now they know I'm not a local, and they know that I'm not a top realtor, because that's what got shoved in my face when I started in real estate, was that I've been doing this 20 years. You got a long ways to go, kid. So how do you compete with that? And then, any kind of business that I would ever get from an ad or a open house or a cold call, the question always came, how long have you been doing this? What kind of experience? Because you always got to convert.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've learned now, we've closed 350 homes from these YouTube channels, never spent a dime, all across the country. And I've never been asked how long you've been doing it. It's just like, I only want you. And that was really it. I shot that video of moving to Portland, my story, and it kind of took things off, right? And it blew up. And that's when I knew I could be me. I didn't dress up no more, dude. I wear my t-shirts, my shorts, my LeBrons, my 2 little kids, because I was broke as shit. They were in my videos with me at the time in Portland. They were local heroes, dude. We picked up these clients one time, I'll never forget, from like Miami, and I had Hank, my oldest son, with me. He was like 5 at the time. He's in the back in his kid's seat, and I picked these clients up at their hotel, and they come in and they like see me. They're like, and then they look and they're like, oh my God, it's Hank. What up, big Hank? And he's like, what, Dad, who are these people? And I mean, we were complete celebrities, right? And it's just that was it. So the videos that we get taught, and I always ask Jesse, I'm like, why and when did it ever come to this? Like, we have to do restaurant interviews and we have to do inspection and escrow. Like, if they're learning about that, they already have a realtor and they're closing. Like, it's gotta, we have to be the number one, resource for your city, just giving it all the information away.
Yeah. And I love that. Right. And you think about it almost is that you have to go through that experience, but even if you're not, I think you could use your clients as feedback tools. What are you guys looking for? What's important to you? Because what they're searching for a solution to their problem. And, if I'm like, we're in Edmond and we wanted to be in Deer Creek schools. So, location, Deer Creek schools, homes and things that you're going to be shocked by when you move here. Like, it's rural. And you got to keep in mind, like, we've been in North Dallas. Like, if I would have had a video saying, hey, be careful of all the potholes, you're going to ruin your rims and your tires. If you've got nice, low profile, rims and tires.
Dude, that's gold right there.
You're going to have some problems up here.
Yeah.
So be careful of that.
That's the stuff I'm putting in there.
Yeah. Little things like that just, I mean, like, are you kidding me? The school is out in the middle of nowhere. It's in a pasture, and how's it, it's just, and we got so accustomed, for 6 years to where I could walk the kids to school. Right. Yep. Now it's like, it's an adventure to get them to school. And so just little things like that. I really think that that's what people want to know.
Yep.
And so is that kind of how you guys are like, hey, you have to be thinking about the real world challenges that they're, that they're trying to solve.
Yeah. The number one goal with your video is not like all the information, the data, the statistics. I won't talk a number. I don't care about it, and nobody else does. My number one goal with that video is being myself, so that I attract my ideal client. We make more money. Me and you were at that last Sphere Rocket event. Someone said, I think Justin said, like, you make more money working with people you like. And so what I do is exactly that. I'm going to talk about those potholes in North Dallas, and I'm going to talk about, hey, we were just, in Oklahoma. I had my client come in, and they had this picture in mind because they read these blogs, but it's all a feel thing. They went into this neighborhood thinking it was the number one. They hated it. I'm telling you right now, you tell me 2-3 things you like, you don't like about, your area, your house. I can pinpoint the road that fits your lifestyle. Don't move to the wrong area. So that story about potholes, I can create into a 3-minute segment of like, dude, I know all this stuff, these nuances. It's so hard to try and figure out where to live. And that's what I've mastered. Jackson, how the hell do you go into a city you've never been into, and in 2 days you shoot 20 videos? Because I literally just document everything that I know in my mind, what I see, what I like, what I don't like. When I went to Phoenix to go help Jesse with his channel, his partner picks me up. She's got 500 sheets of paper, all her notes, all her data, all her everything. And she starts going. She's like, "Where do you want to go?" I said, "Where's an area that's kind of far away from here that everybody's moving to?" She's like, "Well, we got, North Scottsdale, this whole area up there. It's blowing up." I'm like, "Cool, let's go." She's like, "Well, the data on." I'm like, "No, I don't want to know the data, the statistics. Like, who's moving up there?" She goes, "Oh, actually, it's the 101 loop has been finished in the past 5 years. So now people can get up there. There's a lot of tech companies. There's a really cool shopping mall. Basically, all the families love going there because the schools are the best." And I'm like, "Cool." So I'm like gaining this, right? So when I pop out, I'm like, "Hey, pull over." All right, so we're up here in North Scottsdale area. In fact, everybody's loving this area because just like 5 years ago, the 101 was created, and now people can get up here quick. I'm looking at the mountains over here. I love the outdoors. I love hunting. I love fishing. And now you have dirt biking right from the house. So you got golf courses, you got top schools. But I'm telling you right now, I can't stand it. You won't find me in North Scottsdale. Everybody told you, "Jackson, you got to move to North Scottsdale. It's the best for families. They got the schools, the shopping." I'm up there driving around and I'm looking. I'll never forget. And here's all these houses, right? And I don't really like Phoenix houses to start with, but in their front yards is nothing but lava rock and cactuses. I got 3 tricycle motors, dude. Kids 9, 6, and 2. I'm gonna come home every day and kids stuck in cactuses. I'm from the Northwest, from Idaho, dude. I gotta have green. I gotta have trees. Thank God somebody showed me Gilbert Chandler, because if not, I wasn't moving here. It's a green oasis down there. Instead of having these parks full of lava rocks, you got parks full of green grass. So this is why you got to reach out to me, because honestly, if you just tell me these 2, 3 things you like, you don't like, you can stand, you can't stand, I'll be able to pinpoint the exact neighborhood or street you can live on. So make sure you reach out. We'll help you. So I'm just taking these things that drove me nuts and I can be honest about it. And then the reach outs are like, "Oh my God, you're the most honest. You're the most real. And I got 3 kids too. And I got a budget of $1 million. And can you help me?" So if there's one thing I've mastered, it's just, I'm just going to tell you what I see, what I like, but those calls to action in there too, they just get people, like I have to call him. Like, this is the only option I have.
How do you layer in the call to actions? I know this was, Jesse kind of shared this and talked about this a little bit. And that's where you guys saw a jump in actual leads created to where you could actually do something with those leads, was when you tweaked up the call to action. So
Yep.
for you, like, where, I'd love to hear your perspective on it, on the tactical side. How and when and where, do you layer those call to actions in?
And this goes back, like, this is why when people ask questions, I like, everything comes from pain points. So I've taught thousands of agents this. You've seen thousands of living in channels across the country. I even have people teaching it now that came through my boot camps. But the one thing they don't have is like the pain point. Like, how did that derive, right? Did you hear the beginning of this? I couldn't cold call, I couldn't door knock, and I couldn't close. You could call me right now, John, to come sell your house for 6%, and I will botch it. Like, it's just not who I am.
Right.
I need people just calling me and wanting to work. And so I start shooting these videos, and the gal over there on the East Coast too, and all the realtors at the time and digital marketers are saying you can't have calls to action. Like, it's salesy, it's gross. And so I shot these YouTube videos. And as I started creating and inventing this whole real estate vlog, which had cool drone shots, and I made the most baller ass vlogs, bro. Like, I still love going back and watching because I loved it. And it would have drone shots and hip hop and beats and me and Jesse Scooter and like just kind of showcasing what this area is. And they would watch it, and the views are going up and the channel's growing and the subscribers are blowing up. And it was amazing, dude. We sit down with our lender at the time, who's still our lender, his manager. He goes, "Dude, your videos are like nothing I've ever seen, ever." He goes, "How much business you getting from it?" And I'm like, "Well, dude, the channel's blowing up. We got subscribers like crazy and views, but nothing." He goes, "Are you telling anybody to call you in your videos?" I'm like, "No, dude, you can't. If I do that, they'll just jump off." He goes, No. This is the man, like the owner of the bank. So obviously he knows what he's talking about. He says, "You have to ask for the business. You've got to tell people in a creative way to call you, or they never will. People are dumb. Like, you have to tell them what to do." And so I'll never forget the day me and Jesse were going to do this video of, where to live and move into Portland, Oregon. And there's 5 sections, and we were on the Tillicum Crossing Bridge, and I was basically going to interview him because I didn't know these areas, but he was terrible on video, which he'll love, like the worst. I couldn't get anything out of him. But when I would surprise him with questions on stuff that he knew and loved, it was the most amazing. It was stories and clients, this and that. And so I'm going to ask him. Well, I'm on the bridge and I'm thinking about what that guy said. And I already know that I have to hook people at the beginning of this video, right? If they search something, I never open up with, hi, I'm Jackson Wilkey, the greatest in the world. Come sell by, right? They searched where to live in Portland. I better answer that. That's content marketing. So I'm going to hook them. Thinking about moving to Portland, Oregon. Hey, I did the same thing 2 years ago. You want to learn the best areas for you? The whole goal of this video is we're going to talk all 5 sections. Who lives there? Who doesn't? A couple of these areas you might like to live. And most importantly, a bunch of areas you're going to hate to live. So stay tuned. So now I've hooked them. That allows me to get my calls to action in there. So after my little intro hits, I came up with it. And it was a little rougher back then, but now I've got it mastered. And it's the script you see thousands of agents copy. It's just, what's up, everybody? Jackson Wilkey here with the Real Agent Now group right in Portland, Oregon. If this is the first time to this channel and you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play right here in Portland, then make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And we honestly get so many phone calls, emails, texts every day from people moving, relocating here. We absolutely love it. So thinking about moving anywhere, Portland, Vancouver, Washington, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, send the pigeon carrier. I don't care how you get a hold of us. We got your back when moving, right? So I threw that in there, but I led with value because, again, I was learning from YouTubers, not realtors. And they always said, hey, their call to action was, hey, if you want to learn how to grow your YouTube channel, that's what I teach. Subscribe. So, hey, you want to learn all about Portland, Oregon? That's what I shoot. So go ahead and subscribe. And that day, the next day was like 14 phone calls. The rest is history, dog. It was crazy.
It's one of the big gets that, real estate agents, even just entrepreneurs in general. And this, Jay Abraham beat this in our head for so many years, is that if you just want to grow incrementally, right, grow through addition, then just copy what everybody's doing within your industry. And he said, you're going to see 6 to 7% gains. But if you want to have exponential growth, exponential gains, you have to look at what others are doing that's working outside of your industry and being able to apply it into what you're doing. So exactly what you just said, you were paying attention to YouTubers and what they were doing that was working, and you just borrowed it and applied it to what you're doing. That's where you have the exponential jump. So that's the lesson that I want everybody to take is, yeah, I mean, it's cool. Pay attention to what's going on within the industry, but you have to look outside if you really are looking to exponentially grow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And not only exponentially grow, right, like out of the gate, but it's like, how do you build your own brand and how do you sustain that? And how does it continue to 2X, right? And that's where we see it now with the competitive markets and stuff. It's crazy to me and a lot of like our students and YouTube, like we have more business than we can handle. We don't have enough inventory. 80% of the agents, they don't have any clients at all. It's pretty sad, like a lot of real estate agents are hurting in this time, but we've built a business that these videos are working 24/7. And if you allow it to grow organically and you're not sharing it on platform, another thing that I discovered was sharing your videos on social media is the worst thing you can possibly do. But that now I have a 9, a 6, and a 2-year-old, like they could use these videos in 10, 15 years for themselves. It's not going away. And it just continues to work while I sleep every single day. And it's getting suggested out there. And so that's why we went 12 million to 42 million to 80 million to 120. And, in the next 2 years, we'll probably do $250 million in sales from our 13 YouTube channels. And we don't spend a dime.
Tell me a little bit about what you just said, sharing on other social platforms. So what's the downside? Why do you not want to do that?
Okay, so it goes back to story, right? Because this is my baby. The one thing about this is that even top YouTubers and YouTube tells you to share your videos. I am the one that I speak on VidFest, big YouTube stages, and I brought this up, and everybody was like, "Huh?" I spoke the second time, and they're like, "You're the not share guy. Do my channel erupted, right?" So what happened was that gal on the East Coast and a lot of these social media marketers and a lot of these real estate agents, they build these groups of like, share, subscribe video groups, right? And so when we started shooting these videos and I start doing these killer ass vlogs, and Jesse loves seeing himself too. And so we're blasting these out everywhere. So we're getting that initial spike of views. Everybody's loving it. It's great. But I started becoming a YouTuber. So I started understanding data analytics, SEO, and how to rank videos. And our video would be up there in ranking because I had a killer title. And then all of a sudden the next day, gone. And I couldn't find it. And I'm like, what is going on? So I'm back listening to my homie, how to grow YouTube channels. I'm just getting obsessed. And now I'm looking at data analytics, click-through rates, average view durations. And I'm like, dude, I have like a 15-minute vlog and the average view duration is like a minute 10. Like, what's going on? So every time we were sharing it to a bunch of people who don't want our videos, real estate agents, our family, our friend, our dog sitters, because we're sold still to this day on courses to get more views and followers. It's like they don't give two shits about sales. They only care about views and followers. So as real
Business.
estate agents, that's all we buy. And every coaching client that I have, thousands and thousands, are like, I'm not getting the views and subscribers. I don't care about that anymore. So I started noticing the trends in my data analytics, right? I needed longer average view durations. Well, whenever I looked at my suggested traffic, meaning YouTube suggested my videos to people, those average view durations were like 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes. Nowadays, I shoot for 10, 12, 14, 16-minute average view durations. That's when I started realizing longer videos. So not 30-second, 60-second. I shoot like 30-minute videos. I never share. I told Jesse, I'm like, dude, stop sharing it. I think I'm figuring this out. Like, it's killing us. So we stopped sharing our videos, started taking off. So boom, we never share our videos. Jesse goes, dude, the channel's killing it. We're closing deals. It's starting to blow up. Everybody's from California. Take that video and put an ad behind it, put money behind it, and share it to California. And I'm like, dude, I think it's going to crush us, because now we're going to get like tens of thousands of impressions and maybe a lot of views, but they're going to be for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and it's going to crush it. He's like, just do it. Nothing can happen. So I did it for like one day. We got the thousands of views, tens of thousands of impressions. And he went, because he was so proud of our channel. He was showing somebody, look, we rank for Portland. We rank for Beaverton. We rank, because I had everything ranking now. All of it was gone, dude. You couldn't find one of our fucking videos to save our life. And so he goes, what happened, dude? What happened to our channel? I'm like, I'm telling you, dude, putting money behind it kills the average view duration. We want organic views. So that's when my whole like, look, Jesse, we will never share this again. We'll never do money. It's only organic. Take them off of YouTube or Facebook. Take them off Instagram. These algorithms are a billion times smarter than us. And if you watch like Social Dilemma on Netflix and stuff, the way these algorithms, it's just creepy, but it works to our benefit. So when I would fly into these different cities, states, and have a partnership, John, you're like, come to Oklahoma. I got to have you shoot videos, Jackson. We'll split 50-50. That was the deal. First thing I said is, okay, I'll take care of all the videos and everything. I just need you closing deals. But second part is, if I see you share these videos on social media anywhere, our partnership is done, I will find somebody else. It will kill our channel. So that's how the whole story I started noticing. And once we go organic, and I just got done training, one of our training programs in week 4 is all about data analytics. So I have a saying, 2010 ATS. Like, I can't tell you exactly what to shoot till I get the information. So don't come to me until you have 20 videos in 10 weeks, and then I can dive into your analytics and your traffic source. Then I can tell you exactly what videos to focus on, which keywords, and we'll blow this thing up, right? So I know by getting that organic data, at the end of the day, I'd rather have 3 views at the end of the week where people searched, found my video, than 3 million views of me blasting it out there and paying, right? So that's my big thing. And then over time, once you get into suggested, I have average view durations on some videos that are 19 and a half minutes long. You think, and when the whole game of this world is advertisements, I don't care what the platform is. Well, YouTube wants you on that for as long as humanly possible to feed ads. My videos will outrank yours inevitably because I have good, long, organic videos.
Man, I I love that.
A lot of pain.
Yeah. I mean, you've put in the work, right? You've gone through the fire, and you've learned. And so it's just the whole iteration process, and trial and error, and learning, and failing fast. And so when you're talking about these other platforms, these other channels, I mean, talk to me a little bit here, where you guys see the benefit of these other channels that could, or these other platforms, to also help your channel, to help YouTube. So like the difference, right? We've got eyeballs on Facebook, we've got eyeballs on TikTok, we've got eyeballs on Instagram. And then, really where your business is built is off of YouTube to be able to have. So how do you guys look at playing nice within the other platforms to help ultimately benefit YouTube?
Yeah. So I'm fully brutally honest about I'm kind of against all of it. Right now, the whole TikTok craze is getting shoved into every realtor's face, and it has more daily hours than YouTube, and it's all entertainers. And half these people selling these courses, it's all get more views on TikTok, more followers on TikTok, and it's people who don't have a real estate license, so they're not closing deals. And I've proven it with analytics and data, right? And closings. We've closed 300 homes from YouTube, right? That's the problem I have is think about this, John, for like a little bit. When I go to the bathroom, I got a couple minutes to kill, I'll get on the Instagram Reels, right? Or TikTok or something real quick. But if I need to go fix my dryer, or if I'm moving to Houston, or if I'm going to court, like I go to search engines, man. And so our mindset is 100% different. If I got a minute and a half to kill real quick, like even if I'm at Subway and there's one person in front of me, I'll probably go to Instagram. But as soon, hey, sir, can I take your order? I'm off, right? Like that. So I don't have enough time to watch a 20-minute video right there. So if I share my YouTube video to Instagram, to Facebook, that's when people are on that, is for a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes, that kind of stuff. So my whole mindset is, and when I do speeches and presentations, I basically go through the sales process. When people need to make a purchase decision, a big purchase decision, they have a problem. The first thing you do when you have a problem is you seek information. So I love search engines. That's it, because I know that that's where people are going to search and seek out a problem, which is the first step of the sales process. I go to TikTok, Instagram to just kind of waste some time. So it's tough for us to get the message across. If I was going all in with TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, I would still have the same exact scripting as my YouTube content marketing, right? I'm going to answer consumers' questions. So what's been going on? COVID, right? It was all cute the first week. You get shoulder to shoulder with your hubby in the house, and you got your offices together. A month later, you're like, oh my God, this sucks. Get me away from my hubby. You need extra space. Well, I just helped 3 clients who did this, right? Here's the big pain points. 1, you sell your house. Where the hell you moving? 2, it's too expensive. Well, I helped 3 clients do this. I'm going to explain that in the video today. Like, I don't care what platform. That's the way I'm going to speak. I'm going to look right into your eye and attract my people. But my whole thing is, I'm proving with data analytics that the longer my content is, the longer I keep people on there, the more I get suggested, more views, right? Algorithms of social media. So I want these good long videos. That's how I build the trust. That's how I get thousands and thousands and thousands of reach outs. I don't even have to answer the phone call. I don't. We have teams closing these for us because they know, like, and trust us so much. So what do I use social media for? For being Jackson Wilkey. I got 3 kiddos. I love hunting, fishing, golfing. Me and my kids go everywhere. I'm usually tackling them. I'll take pictures of my 2-year-old's butt, like digging in the refrigerator, because what they do is they go to YouTube. They're like, God, this guy's video, I got to call him. But, it's kind of like Amazon. I got to read some reviews. So I'll go check his social out. Holy shit, dude, he's over there with his kids. I got kids too. He's golfing. Then I get the DM. Oh my God, bro, I love your freaking YouTube videos. They're so great. I'm moving to Houston, dude. So they're going to my social media to see if I'm just a normal dude, right? And so
it's your resume.
That's the way that I leverage it. So I get a ton of Facebook messages, Instagram DMs, you name it, because and it always says, hey, I saw you on YouTube, but they want to just get that extra review, that extra qualification. And so I'm 100, dude. I am literally myself, who I am, and people hate it or they love it.
You're looking for your people. And I remember, I think it was at Traffic and Conversion, and Damon was keynote that year, or at that time, that day, he was the keynote session. And he had talked about that, right? He said, I don't even look at paper resumes anymore. I just look at their social media. Yep. That tells me everything I need to know. So I think you just nailed it of what it is that they see, they're seeking, and they see all of this, and for validation, they go check your resume, which is your social media. And it's exactly what it is, right? Mm-hmm. You better be who you are there, because the worst thing that you could do is that they develop a relationship with us on social, and then we get to meet them face to face. And if you ain't in person who you are on social media, you immediately lose rapport. They go, that you just lost trust.
Yeah, and we're not like that. That's the thing. I can't convert. So converting is where we have to prove we're the greatest. I am this. I am that. I've this many home sales. Look at my Zillow reviews. Look at this. And it's convert and convert. And we talk about a 1% conversion rate being amazing. I've flipped real estate on its head. I'm the shittiest realtor ever. I'm bad at it. And I tell people when they call me, they're like, Jackson, I can only work with you. I love your videos. I go, okay, here's the deal. I freaking love video and marketing. My partner in Idaho, Connor, is the best realtor in the town. I'm not good at it, but that's why we partnered, is because I love the video and helping people move here. But if you want to get your offer accepted and get into that house, you don't want me. You want Connor.
Yeah.
I'm honest with him. Just like that. I can't close. Jesse had to close my stuff for me. He's a closer. I want Jesse closing. So the funny thing is, when people are like, oh my God, Jack, I don't partner with anybody anymore. Like, fly. I'm done with that. I'm just teaching this stuff because I love it. But I would look for that. If someone was like, Jackson, I want to be like you, I just love videos. I'm like, I don't want to partner with you, but I'd get the dude, I bought your course, your boot camp. It's all amazing, but I'm never shooting videos. But you put a deal in front of me, I will close it. I'm like, I'm flying there tomorrow. Let's go. So you got to know your strengths, who you are, and we don't have to convert. I've never been asked how long I've been doing this. I can tell people I'm terrible at real estate. I'll be here along the whole process, but you want them closing. They're like, great, just hook me up with them when we're done. And that's real estate for us, man. And that's why it's just triple and 4Xing, because these people don't know anybody else either. So we're averaging 3 to 6 listings a month, and they're just like, hey, you come sell our house. There's no, listing anything, nothing. It's just come sell it.
Come list me. That's
Yep.
it. It's that attraction side of things. So
They already love us. They don't know anybody else. So
Jackson, let's unpack, because you had shared kind of your coaching program and what you're taking people through. What's kind of the 4 foundational things, agents, need to be thinking about to get things set up the correct way?
yeah, so a lot of the training has derived from like pain points, right? You've done this long enough, like the pain points, and usually it's beginning, like just getting going. Analysis by paralysis. There's so many. Oh my God. Now I need camera equipment. Now I need lights. Now I need a YouTube channel. Now I need titles, SEO. I need TubeBuddy. And you just kind of get lost. So really we've brought it back. I've sold a lot of courses. I've done a lot of coaching, a lot of training. And I finally told my business partner, Jesse, I'm like, dude, I know the hangups. Like, we have a course that some people are taking and selling 100 homes in 2 years from. Like, it works if you do it, but not everybody can do that. So they're all getting hung up on just creating the channel, getting the video titles and shooting it. So that's what we've been doing lately, is like, we have a 4-week intensive of, hey, here's week 1. You get the course to go through, but that needs some help. Here's how we build the channel. Let me hold your hand. Here's why you're going to build it this way. Here's why you're going to put these channel keywords, and here's why you do it. Okay, channel setup. Boom. Here's your exact 8 video titles and thumbnails. All you got to do is drag your face in there. Okay, that's it. Shoot these videos on Zoom, and we're going to upload those. Okay, week 3, here's my upload process. Okay, this is exactly how to do it, right? Do this, 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 this. And then here's your data, your analytics, right? Now you need to be, that's your best friend, data analytics. This is how I can prove everybody wrong and show you what works, because the numbers don't lie. So Here's how you read your analytics. This is what you need to get obsessed with. So that's kind of the programs we have. And then all the way up to, we have people go through the training, and now they have sheets of 100 clients they haven't even gotten back to you because it blew up that much. So Jesse, Jackson, how the hell did you step out of production 100%? You don't have to answer these phone calls, even though you're on video, and scale and grow these things. So that's kind of the final edge, is like the people, even if it's not YouTube, just like stepping out of production, systems, processes, all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I love it. So, you look at these agents, or you look at people that have, they tend to want to overthink it. So like, even on those 8 videos, is it shoot all the videos and then upload them? Is it just as you get it, upload it as you go? Is there a rhythm, a cadence that is important? Like, how do you guys coach people through of being able to get content onto the platform?
Yeah. So the big thing is like consistency, right? At the end of the day, you're at episode 178. I mean, it's like consistency, and they get easier. But what I really try and teach is, hey, I don't care if you have a new camera or whatever. We're going to do these ones on Zoom. Just open up Zoom, hit record. It's got a beautiful 1080 frame, because at the end of the day, it's a search engine. They don't care what you look like, sound like, where you're sitting. You're answering the consumer's question, and they don't care about environment. So that's the big thing, is like, let's try and shoot as many of these as you can, because what happens is that now the psychology of YouTube, oh my God, I shot my first video, I edited it, I uploaded it. Yeah. Oh crap, I got to do it again because another one's due in a couple days. So then you like force the video. So my recipe for new people starting channels, like, hey, let's shoot these 8 videos, get them all edited. Let's get them uploaded, title, tag, descriptions. That way you can launch 2 a week and you're good for the next month, or you do 1 a week and you're good for the next 8 weeks, and you can always stay 3, 4, 5 weeks ahead. Right. So that's really what I'm trying to train people to do.
Yeah, no, I love it. And yeah, it's consistency is everything. And typically, you look at, I guess maybe answer the question for YouTube. I know, Instagram and Facebook, they reward consistency. They don't care. They don't care about anything other than consistency. They don't care if it's a post, if it's a reel, if it's a story, just as long as you're staying consistent in their algorithm is posting something, if something is hitting every day in one of those areas. What is YouTube rewarding?
So the beautiful thing about YouTube is like, I mean, you could post 1 or 2 videos and they could catch fire and carry you, to be honest. But every training I've done and every podcast, and I always lead with consistency. If you look across the board on these, and if you've seen a living in YouTube channel, that's that's a crazy story too, how I developed the whole living in, because that goes against everything. Use your name, use your brand, all that, but that's not searchable. But if you look at these channels across the country and the living in channels, you will notice like the ones that are closing, 100 million or a couple hundred sales, or even just 20, 30 million, they're doing at least 2 videos a week, some 3, right? And it's not 2 or 3 videos that are like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, 4 minutes. Like at the end of the day, I'd rather see you do one 15-minute solid video that keeps people's attention a week rather than 2 or 3 just little short ones, right? Because it's all AVDs at the end. If you shot a 4-minute video and you kept everybody on for 100%, which is unlikely, and I shoot the same video title and mine's 20 minutes long and I keep them on for 40%, like I actually have an average view duration of 8 minutes. You have an average view duration of 4 minutes. I'm going to outrank you. So one, it's consistency, long videos, and if you see those channels that have those longer 2-minute or longer videos that are 2 a week, 3 a week, that's where you see the most success. I got 13 channels. It's hard to be successful. Sometimes I take weeks off, months off, and it's a search engine. It's always there. So you'll see peaks and valleys a little bit more, but that's kind of what the beautiful thing about a search engine is. It's never going away. It's always there.
What do you see for agents in the recommendation, kind of getting going? It's just like, I'm not like you, Jackson. I don't like seeing myself on camera. How do I just go and how do I, just be myself?
Yep. Yeah. And that's the hardest thing I coach is, people schedule calls with me, and that's our big thing with our EXP partnership is they get direct access to me. So I can coach anybody up on what to say, the channels and all that. But what I truly coach people and where I can separate from everybody else is like, I know how I can get your inner self out of you. Like I'm going to start asking you questions about who you are, what you like. You would be amazed at what you can say to me on just a conference call that like is pure gold on YouTube, the stories and stuff. So, 99% of the people that I talk to, they aren't comfortable on camera, but it is just, one of the best ways they can do it. And this is a video title and structure that I found that actually gets the longest average view durations. And it's something that I teach and preach is these, living in Houston, Texas, everything you need to know. And it's a map video. And what I do is I just pull up the Google map and I go through like maybe the 5 or 6 major areas. And I just kind of tell you who lives there, who doesn't. Hey, I almost moved to Katy and that was our number 1 spot. But then when I drove out there, I realized I was in Katy, Texas, and you can't go like anywhere. You're like literally 2 hours from downtown and it sucks. So if you were going to move to Katy, you're going to have no problem, especially if you got families, you like, sports and you work at the energy corridor. But for me, I was just like, dude, we are way the hell out here. So that's why I'm not going to live in Katy. Again, reach out. So I just do these map videos telling stories. And that's something that anybody can do is just kind of go through these areas, who lives there, who doesn't, why you don't live there, why you do. And then, hey, this is why you reach out to me, because once you start telling me these things you like, you don't like, and that's the other thing I've mastered is 3-4 times in those videos, I'll just go, and this is why you reach out, because I literally know all these areas. When you reach out, you tell us 2-3 things you like, you don't like, we'll be able to place you in the right spot. So, reach out. Map videos are great.
Yeah. What was that again?
Those map videos are great.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm hearing, and you said it a couple times, and I just want to make sure everybody catches it. And because you're being you. Yep. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people that align, that attract to us, right? Like attracts like. And so you've said several times, this is who's going here, but I would never go there because this is what I like. This is what I value. This is my lifestyle choice.
Yep.
So you're educating them, but you're also personalizing it, and they're getting to know you. And then they're like, well, I'm not like Jackson. I kind of like that. Like,
Yep.
I hate mowing. I don't worry about the kids. Cactus is cool with me. So I might need to check out that area because they got a bunch of cactus. I like cactus.
But he was
So,
being real about it, right? And I always
yeah,
say that, hey, if you like the desert decor and the cactus and the rocks, like that's where you want to be, but it ain't for me. You ain't
right.
gonna catch me. So then that's the reach out. Oh my God, that North Scottsdale area you were talking about. I love your honesty, by the way, and your video. We're moving there. So I still get both people. It's still just people who like my personality. You should hear my Idaho videos because that's where I'm born and raised, and redneck. And I mean, I've held guns up in those videos, and I got pictures of dead deer, elk, and oh my God, those California conservatives, they love me. They love
But they do.
Jackson Wilkey. So, and that's what I love too.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is. I mean, I think it's so important because it's just like when we meet them in real life, we better be showing up the
Yep.
same exact person. If not, we're going to lose rapport. And it's so important. What are, what are some of the things that agents, as they're going down this path, what are some of the things, I mean, even going through your training and they still are executing it, but they're still not quite getting it. Is there something that sometimes it just takes time before they really realize it, or things that they're not thinking about that they should?
Yeah, so that's another aspect that I teach is like, Jackson, and once I get a couple of these videos or I'm just not getting it, can we meet again or can we train? And at the end of the day, you fail so many more times on YouTube. Like 90+% of your videos don't do that well. But it's like that 10%, 20% that just really take off, and I call them, the channel carriers. And it just comes naturally. You start realizing, hey, when I was more myself on this video, like this girl I was coaching up in Tennessee, she's like, well, I turkey hunt and stuff. Like everybody's going to think, I'm like, no, if I'm moving to Tennessee and you're a girl and you tell me you turkey hunt, I love hunting too. I'm calling your ass, nobody else. She started just doing that and talking herself and wearing cowgirl boots and shit. And like, dude, she's closing $2 million homes in Nashville, and she's just loving life, right? So at the end of the day, it is hard, and there's no magic button. It's just doing. The most successful people out there just did it a lot and failed even more. And
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. I've made this road really easy for a lot of realtors. Like, here's exactly what you do. Shoot these videos. Like, this just works, right? And I've documented it for 3 years with 500 videos on the channel, Junkies. But at the end of the day, you got to go out there and kind of get your ass kicked a little bit and learn what works for you and what doesn't. I got agents who talk like I do, and it doesn't work. And then all of a sudden they do a Texas land and ranch because they love it. And he's out here closing $14 million ranches in hill country. I got a guy who's 80 years old in Portland trying to be like me. Ain't happening. He starts talking retirees. He closed 4 deals in 1 month of retirees. Like, own who you are, shoot that stuff. Don't worry about the quality of it. Just get the information out and speak your language. And that's what you'll learn.
So, people want to get connected, want to dive in with you a little bit more. Is it getting them get plugged into Channel Junkies? Is that really where the best resource to be able to connect with you guys?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been literally documenting this. I give it all away for free. Like everything is on that channel. There's nothing I don't give. It's been 3+ years of it. It's cool, man. So Channel Junkies on YouTube, and I go live every Wednesday. I won't be going live today. I got a call today, but yeah, every single Wednesday at 1 Central, I go live there and I literally answer every question. I take those, I turn them into a podcast, Channel Junkies podcast. We have a Facebook group that is free, Channel Junkies YouTube for Real Estate. There's over 1,000 realtors in there growing their channel. So literally, you have any question, you ask it in there. It's like you'll get like 10 answers from other people too. So anything Channel Junkies, man, is where it's at.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, y'all get plugged in. I mean, it's absolutely critical. And I love being able to have your perspective as as well as Jesse on the other side, and what makes you guys such great partners.
Calls were coming in, boy, but I couldn't close it. I had sticky notes. Dude, I had a conversation for like 2 hours. The very first call, never forget it. Right, I'm like touring the Zillow clients, kicking tires, never closed anything, and then like this couple calls, but I would talk to him for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Right, I didn't ask if they were pre-approved, didn't ask when they're coming, nothing. I just loved the conversation. And then Jesse's like, dude, are they pre-approved? Are they coming? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, are you kidding me? So once that started going and all the calls, he's like, what's going on? All these calls are coming in, but nothing's closing. He goes, give me all your information. Literally, I want every name and every number and every email and like sticky notes and all this crap. Dude, he put like 12 of them into escrow the next month. And he calls me, he goes, Jackson, You will never do real estate another day in your life. You're terrible at it. Just shoot videos and that is it, man. And I'm like, thank God. I went to my wife. I'm like, the best thing in my life just ever happened, besides my kids. But I got told I didn't have to do real estate anymore. And I went ham, dude, and traveled the country building these channels and teaching. It's my favorite thing.
I love it, man. It's so good. So no, it's good stuff. Well, brother, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're super, super busy, being able to jump in, just drop tons and tons of value for everybody listening. Anything that you want to leave everybody thinking about, or a good, besides heading over to Channel Junkies, anything that they need to be thinking about or should do immediately, heading into the rest of this year as it pertains to YouTube and their video and their business?
And not only YouTube, just in general, change your entire outlook on marketing. Like, we're not marketing and selling, dude. We are answering consumers' questions. So never do another blog, another podcast, another Facebook, another TikTok, another Instagram, another YouTube without answering the consumers' questions. Because that is what you have to realize, is when people are searching the stuff, that's where they have the problem. And then you're speaking right into their hearts. And then those algorithms pick that up. So start opening every marketing piece you have. Hey, are you thinking about selling your house, but you're so freaking scared that you won't be able to find something, or it's too freaking expensive? Well, I'm going to tell you the top 3 things to avoid so you don't make some massive mistakes. You may only get 7 views on that, but those are like, oh my God, I've been thinking about that for the past 6 months. Like, that's my thing, right? And even if it's Facebook or Instagram, it's now going to start collecting raw data. So stop talking about you, your listing, your open house, your everything, and answer the consumer's question.
Absolute gold, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for jumping in here, hanging out, dropping tons and tons of value, being really what this whole expert mentor series is about, is just being a true expert mentor back to the community. And y'all make sure you tune in to Channel Junkies and give Jackson a lot of love. And be sure to reach out if you found value. Go over, head over there. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and man, get plugged in, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you, homie.
And I'll talk to you, man. Talk to you soon. See you guys.
Okay.